Today on Twin City Wrestling, a trio of tag teams tangle for the titles. The Muscle Beast tries to bully Burke, and the champ has to face a friend.
Welcome back to TCW on Eastlink TV. I'm Adria Young. 3 big matches on the show today. We'll see how the tag team champions were first crowned in a 3-way match from the TCW archives. You'll get to see the Muscle Beast from Muscle Beach, Wesley Pipes. He was on the show last time introducing himself. This week we have him in the ring against Markus Burke. Up first, a match that could rightly be the main event slot of any one of our programs or live shows. We've seen TCW heavyweight champion Dazzlin Dick Durning defend his championship against some tough opponents, but this time he'll have to face a friend, Mr. 450 Julius Fantana. Let's go ringside at the Dartmouth Sportsplex where Scott Simpson is calling the action.
Thank you, Adria.
Ladies,
we're about to see the champion. There he is, dazzling Dick Durning. Decked out in gold tonight, which is perfectly appropriate. Gold around his waist,
reigning
gold on his trunks.
TCW champion, Dazzlin Dick Durning.
Dazzlin Dick Durning, to be precise. A very popular champion, a fighting champion. He's faced all comers for months now. The difference tonight is his previous opponents have all been guys who really don't like him. Not tonight. This is a little different.
Weighing in at 175 pounds, Mr. 450 Julius Fantana!
Here's a man we've seen before, Mr. 450 Julius Fantana, getting a title shot tonight. As you know by now, Mr. 450 is so named because of his 450 splash. Comes right off the top rope, does a couple of rotations in midair before landing on his opponent. Now, this is friend versus friend. The fans will be unsure who to cheer for. The referee displays the belt to the challenger, displays the belt to the audience, as is tradition. And that's what they will be competing for. The gold belt that signifies the best in maritime professional wrestling, Twin City Wrestling. There's a good look at it from our camera 2. The 2-man circle, this will be a match of respect, right there. And intense competition. Just because they're friends doesn't mean they're going to go easy on each other. These guys have been up and down the road together for a long time. They know each other's moves. They know what to expect. They're going to be cautious at first. Durning is an enormous man. Very tall, very muscular. Fantana, not so much. He gives up a lot of height, but he has speed. Durning takes the early advantage with a headlock, gets caught in a head scissors, flips over, tries to get a pin. Fantana bridges out, turns around, battle for a backslide. That's tough to do early in a match. Neither guy's particularly sweaty. They could get a lot of friction, and that move could go badly. Didn't end in a pin, but a nice sign of respect from the audience. They lock up again. Arm wringer by Durning. Breaks. Turns it into a hammerlock. Into a side headlock. In the right circumstances, even a headlock can be a submission hold. If you've never actually been in a headlock, you might doubt that. But if somebody puts one on you, catches their forearm right across your jawbone, that can separate your jaw in an instant. Fantana with a quick leg trip. Comes off the ropes, leaps over his opponent. Quick headstand, wheelbarrow carry. That's almost a variation on Durning's finishing move, the pop shots. Could be a quick end to the match, and it wasn't. Durning is particularly adept at using his knees as offensive tools. Fantana takes Durning off, reversed, and a wicked clothesline from Dazzlin. Durning's in no hurry to finish this guy off, it seems. Snapmare takes him over. Oh. So much for this being an utterly respectful contest. Smacks his friend in the back of the head. Wraps those massive python-like arms around Julius Fantana's chin. Trying to wear him down, cut off his oxygen supply. Fans want to see action. They want to see Julius Fantana fight out of this. Tries to elbow his way out of that hold. Comes off the ropes and meets a boot to the jaw. Seems every time Julius Fantana tries to mount some offense, Dick Durning cuts him off. He is the champion after all. And that's his title to lose. All he has to do is keep it. It's Fantana's job to take it away from him. Fantana sent across the ring. Durning follows in. Meets nothing but turnbuckle pad. Fantana pops up. Launches into the midsection of the champ. Backflip. A little bit of a show off. Gets caught into a powerbomb right in the corner. Not a good place to pin, so Durning tosses him off. Rolls him back toward the center of the ring where Fantana can't get to the ropes. Gets a shoulder up just in time. Durning takes a second to get his wind back and plot his next move. Superfan Madison Miles and her dad always at ringside. We're always glad to see them ringside at TCW. Durning hoists him up for a suplex, but ends up in a neck breaker. Good piece of offense from Mr. 450. Fantana crawls back. Not a very aggressive pin attempt. Durning easily able to bring a shoulder up on that one. Spectacular backflip. But again, we have to question, how many of those kinds of moves can Julius Fantana do without doing damage to himself? He wants that belt. He'd better not put himself out of commission by trying some fancy stuff. And this is what I'm talking about. He's dangerous up here. That's why they call them high-risk moves. All it takes is one small move to the left or right, as he found out. Durning picks his buddy up by the mask. Not cheating, though. He's just grabbing his head. That's a completely legal uppercut. Durning sends him off. Fantana ducks. Spinning around. Grabs him in a head scissors. Takes him into the ropes. It's in perfect position for one of Julius Fantana's signature moves, the 902. And here it comes. But Durning lariats his friend Julius Fantana right down to the mat. But he's hurting. Both men are down. The ref is laying on the count. Durning's to his feet. Can he keep the momentum? Sends Fantana across to the corner. What was I saying about those knees? Nearly launches Julius Fantana's head into the second row with that flying knee into the corner. And he's almost losing his cool. He thought he should have had that one. And the champ is taken with a head scissors into the ropes. Here comes Fantana with a 902. What next? What next? What is Julius Fantana? Oh, the place is rocking, obviously. What can Julius Fantana come up with next? A spinning kick misses its target. Simple kick lands. Durning takes him up into the pop shot. Devastating finishing move. 1, 2. Oh, and a boot on the ropes. Durning is frustrated. That usually ends it. Takes him up in a double underhook. That's it, the champion retains. Let's check the replay on that. Boom, pop shot. Landed in the ribs rather than the back that time. Watch Fantana's head impacting on the mat. Are they still friends after this?
For the dual reigning TCW champion, Dazzlin.
Looks like it. Dick Durning raises the hand of his buddy, Julius Fantana. What a match.
Hey fans, this is Riddick Stone, and you're watching TCW on Eastlink TV.
It's me, Mr. 450 Julius Fantana. You're watching us on Eastlink Television.
Welcome back. Fans have been thrilled by Mr. 450 Julius Fantana, and he came close to winning the TCW Heavyweight Championship in that last match. I can promise you we'll have more from Fantana in the coming weeks. He's a little guy with a huge heart, and he's determined to make this year his best ever. Time for a change of pace, both in attitude and altitude. Let's meet a big, nasty bully by the name of Wesley Pipes. The last action hero introduced himself in our last episode with this video clip. Have a look.
Are you people bored to death with the lack of action on your television sets? Hi, I'm the last action hero, Wesley Pipes, and you people may remember me from such action-packed classic matches as Welcome to the Major Leagues, Punk, or White Man Can't Bump. How about my personal favorite, Blade? Who brings a knife to a gunfight? So Twin City Wrestling, if you're ready for the hardest hitting, most intense, explosive action, like only I, the last action hero, can deliver, then forget about your Stallones, and forget about your Schwarzeneggers, because they won't be back. But Wesley Pipes is here. So get out those cameras, because it's time for bright lights and big pipes.
Well, that man has no lack of confidence. He can talk, and he can flex, but does Wesley Pipes have what it takes in the ring? This will be our first chance to see him compete. He's big, he's scary looking, but he's up against a tough opponent, Markus Burke. Let's see what happens.
Our next contest is set for one fall. Coming down the aisle first, the Muscle Beast from Muscle Beach, the last action hero, Wesley Pipes!
That's a scary looking guy. We've been seeing him on video for weeks. Now's our chance to see him in the ring. Look at how big that guy is. audience just yelled, "That guy works out." No kidding. Would you call this guy a gym rat? He hails from Muscle Beach, California. Oh, there's a fan. Hands off the merchandise lady. You paid for a ticket, not for a handful. Look at how tall Wesley Pipes is. Calls himself the last action hero. Yeah, in contrast to some of our stars, like the champ, this guy is
And his
disrespectful.
opponent, making his way down the aisle from Dorchester, New Brunswick, weighing in at 205 pounds, Markus Burke.
Markus Burke is a suave individual. Frenchman from Dorchester, New Brunswick. I understand he's a vegan. Not that that matters. But I'm impressed that somebody who doesn't eat meat can put on that much muscle. I think Wesley Pipes would tell you he does eat meat. And probably go a step further by saying he eats wrestlers like Markus Burke for breakfast. We'll see if he has an easy time of it tonight. And we're underway. Wesley Pipes shows no lack of confidence. He is convinced every woman here wants him. Every guy wants to beat him.
Each one of you with morons.
And that he can beat everyone.
Come on.
Markus Burke wants Wesley Pipes to stop jawing with the fans and get it on in the ring. That's where these guys make their living. It's a tough life when you have to fight in front of people for a living. Oh, nice flex. Another rowdy crowd at the sanctuary in Dartmouth, the Dartmouth Sportsplex. They lock up. Burke is backed into the corner and hoisted up on the turnbuckles by Wesley Pipes. Are we going to get a clean break of any sort? Burke lands on him in a Fez press and starts raining fists down. The action just picked up. Ducks a clothesline, drop down off the ropes, leapfrog over, and a back cross body, but he's caught. Burke drop kicks Wesley Pipes over the top rope. Ref's laying on the count, Markus Burke being a gentleman, staying on the far side of the ring, giving his opponent, well, I was about to say, giving his opponent an ample opportunity to get back in. Cheap shot by Wesley Pipes. Markus Burke lands a drop kick to Pipes' knee and gets a double sledgehammer fist into the jaw. Who sucks now? The audience responds you. If you want to find out the latest Twin City Wrestling news, it's easy to do. Go to twitter.com/TCW Promotions. Or you can interact with the wrestlers. You can give the boss, Cyril Richards, a piece of your mind. Pipes picks Burke up for a body slam. It's almost a three-quarter power slam. Goes for a pin. Bit of a nonchalant cover. Didn't put his full weight on Markus. You really need to see TCW in person to appreciate how hard Wesley Pipes hits. Small package by Burke. 2. Any faster and he would have had that one. Pipes cuts him off with a back elbow and is very pleased with himself. Wesley Pipes blatantly choking his opponent right in front of the referee. But breaks before the 5 count, so he doesn't get disqualified. Somehow I don't think he'd mind being disqualified. He might mind strictly because it would deprive him of the opportunity to punish him like that. Rudely putting his hand right across the face of Markus Burke. Wesley Pipes showing no respect to anyone. Burke's trying to come, trying to fight back, but stopped again with a knee to the side of the head. Wesley Pipes thinks he has the situation well enough in hand that he can pose for the audience. Not a wise move to take Markus Burke lightly. Comes charging in, avoids a bad landing, tries to come off with a crossbody, catches nothing but canvas. Squatting camel clutch. That's an excellent submission hold, made famous by the Iron Sheik, of course. Wesley Pipes trying to break his back and make him humble. I see what he's trying to do. Snaps the jaw down. Schoolboy roll up. 2. Battle of wills, test of strength. Neither men could get the backslide up and over. Burke's in a bad place now. Power slam. Hooks the leg. I think Wesley Pipes thought he had that. Takes him up for a backbreaker, perhaps. Drapes him across the knee with the foot. That'll take the wind out of you and send you to the chiropractor's office. Again, only a 2 count. This Markus Burke just won't give up. Well, that might be enough to do it. We've seen Wesley Pipes working on the back. Markus Burke, it could have been leading up to this. A bear hug in those massive arms. But there's still life in Markus Burke. Boxes the ears of Wesley Pipes. Fists to the side of the head. But gets caught one more time. You can see how much pressure Wesley Pipes is exerting. Veins popping out of his head. Skull turning red. Burke's starting to go out. Ref better check him to make sure he's not past the point of unconsciousness. Ref always has safety in mind for the wrestlers. If that hand drops another 2 times, the match is over. Nope, there's still life in Markus Burke. Can he fight his way out of this? That's unconventional, biting a bald man on the forehead. Comes off with a clothesline, but can't get Wesley Pipes off his feet. That's 2. Bodies pounding on each other. Ducks a clothesline, comes off. Wheelbarrow catch. Bulldog on Wesley Pipes. Markus Burke needs to follow up fast. Rolls him up, unable to hold him down for 3. Burke leaps over the top rope like a cat, climbs up. Pipes falls into the ropes, sends Burke off balance, crotches himself. He's wincing in pain. Wesley Pipes picks him up and delivers a pipe bomb. That's all she wrote. Gotta say, Wesley Pipes earned that victory.
Your winner, the last action hero, Wesley Pipes.
Wesley Pipes thought that was going to be an easy match. Markus Burke proved a worthy opponent. I'm sure we'll see more of Markus Burke in the coming weeks. Needs a little bit of help to get to the back. We wish him all the best in a speedy recovery. Could have a couple broken ribs there. Wesley Pipes. Clearly the #1 fan of Wesley Pipes. Checking the replay. There's that pipe bomb one more time. Kind of a flapjack power bomb. Oh, some popcorn just came flying at Wesley Pipes. Well, the fans offering him some. The last action hero, ruining one fan's night or making memories. Check this out in person. Back with more in a minute.
I am the TCW Heavyweight Champion, Dazzlin Durning, and you're watching Eastlink.
We have one match left, and if you're watching the clock, you might expect this will be a long one. You're right, it's a long match, and it's a big one. We've opened up the TCW archives to show you the match that decided the first TCW Tag Team Champions. It was supposed to be a simple 2-on-2 contest, but as Scott Simpson will explain in this classic from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, the boss got involved and made things a bit more complicated.
There they are, two guys from the trailer park who are just looking to scrap. One's got a smoke, the other has a flask. Both wearing their camo tonight. And on this occasion, at the Dartmouth Sportsplex, they'll be looking for the TCW Tag Team Championships. They'll be facing the Last Action Heroes tonight to determine the first title holders. Rugged Rick, Rod the Bod, the Owens brothers, or are they cousins? I don't even know if they know. They think they're their belts. Well, we'll see tonight. And the Last Action Heroes storm the ring without even being introduced. What? Whose voice is that? That's the boss. Great. Wesley Pipes and Pat Persuasi, the Last Action Heroes. There's the boss, Cyril Richards.
This is going to be a triple threat tag team elimination match.
What?
I brought in the best tag team from Montreal, Gyration Nation. Deal with it.
Gyration Nation. All right. These two guys are from Montreal. The guy swiveling his hips right now is Dale Dangles. Oh, please. And the other guy is Chiseled Chip Chambers. They are Gyration Nation. I'm told they're a couple of flamboyant individuals from Montreal, Quebec. And the boss, Cyril Richards, who apparently has something against the fellas from the trailer park, R&R Express, has decided to make this a three-way match because Gyration Nation are his new favorites. Okay, those are the belts. That's what all 6 of these guys are competing for. Rick Owens grabs one, takes it to the top rope. That's not how you win it, Rick. Be nice if that were that easy. Rod pushes it back to the corner and says, Bud, we have to fight for these. And there's the Last Action Heroes. What are we playing, hot potato with the belts now? Last Action Heroes, Pat Persuasi. Oh, gross. And Wesley Pipes. Please, show some respect to those championships. Wesley Pipes wants a microphone. Great. This is just devolving into chaos. Good luck to the referee keeping control of this one.
You guys can fight over the titles as much as you want, but they're coming home with us, just like those 2 broads right there.
Wesley Pipes, you are a repugnant, repulsive individual. Someday, soon I hope, Wesley Pipes will get his comeuppance. Okay, so I guess this is a tag team elimination match. On your left, in the bright orange and camouflage, Rick and Rodney Owens. Rod's in the ring right now. He'll be facing off first against Dale Dangles from Gyration Nation. And he's manhandling him so far. It looks like Rick's on the outside getting fired up. He gets tagged in. He means business. Dangles thinks he's some kind of freight train or something. Eats a mouthful of turnbuckle. Rick picks him up, slams him with authority into the center of the ring. As Chip Chambers comes in. Chambers doesn't go behind, tries to lift him, does not have the strength, hurts his back. Gives an opportunity for Rod to grab a side headlock. Grinds away at it. Chambers tries to force his way out of that. Sends him across the ropes. Shoulder tackle. Rod comes off. Chambers down. Over. Goes for a hip toss. Made that way too obvious. Got caught. Reversed. And he gets hip tossed. Back onto that back that he hurt a second ago, trying to lift the other guy. Want to learn more about some of this? Visit our TCW website. 2-4. That's what they call that one. Dangles drags his partner out of the ring.
I didn't even do anything. I was there.
And it's about time the Last Action Heroes got involved in this one. 5 guys on the floor, 1 guy left in the ring. Who's the ref going to count? Who are the legal men? Gives Wesley Pipes ample opportunity to just stand there and pose. Chaos reigns in TCW as Wesley Pipes picks Chambers up over his head, walks him around the ring. What strength on this guy. He's a jerk, but he's strong. And he launches Dale Dangles onto the pile. Just a mess of humanity on the floor of the Dartmouth Sportsplex. I've lost track of who the legal guy is. So we've got Wesley Pipes, Rick Owens. Pipes wants the ref to count. I guess Pipes is keeping better track of, Pipes. I bet the ref is keeping better track of who the legal guy is. Pipes grabs Owens in a front face lock and just dumps him in the corner of Gyration Nation, which immediately go to work. So it looks like Chip Chambers is the legal man. Takes Rugged Rick across the ring. Flying leg takes Rick down. Ref counts 1, 2. You know, we could probably put isolation cameras on both Dale Dangles and Rodney Owens and just have an entertaining hour there with those two yelling at each other. Meantime, there's some decent technical wrestling there by Pat Persuase. Grape finds the leg. Tries to grab a crossface on Rick, but ends up gouging his eyes. An unwise move when you're right in front of the ref. The ref has no choice but to count now. Rick gets a shoulder up. He's hurting. Persuase drops a leg and does some sit-ups. Pat Persuase, a gym rat. He is the epitome of a bro. As in, do you even lift, bro? I think I've heard him say that 100 times today. Here comes the muscle beast with a double sledgehammer to the top of Rick Owens' head. Good time to go for a pin. Not that close to the ropes. Drags him to the center of the ring and drops a knee on his chest. This is an elimination match. So the first team to get pinned is out of the match. Then it's down to 2 teams, like it was supposed to be in the beginning, before the boss Cyril Richards stuck his nose in this. Everybody appreciates Cyril making good matches. Nobody appreciates him sticking his nose into other people's business and carrying out his own personal vendettas against guys like the R&R Express. Wesley Pipes could smother a man with those arms, those forearms. Instead, chooses to jersey the poor boy from the trailer park and leave a welt on his chest. A matching set of welts. Shoulder tackle into the corner. Wesley Pipes is a great big bully. Charges and meets the steel post. That could be enough to eliminate him from this match if Pat Persuase had not interfered. Rick Owens needs to tag out badly. Or maybe have a smoke, which I think either of those would be acceptable to him. He needs to hurry up and... yeah. Anybody can tag anybody. Dale Dangles back in the ring with a lung blower. The guy dresses in purple and pink. He's no slouch in the ring. Standing on Rick's hand. Stomping on his elbow. Smart tactics by this Chip Chambers. Front face lock drags him back to a friendly corner. Tags in Dale Dangles. A little bit of double team action. They have a 5 count to get out of the ring. Decent looking double drop kick. Impressive. Even the crowd that doesn't like this Gyration Nation appreciates that. Gotta take a quick network break. Back with more TCW on Eastlink. We promise you won't miss anything. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Dartmouth Sportsplex. Tag Team Championships will be decided tonight. It was supposed to be the R&R Express, a couple of guys from the Hanwell Trailer Park in New Brunswick against the Last Action Heroes. Boss Cyril Richards decided that his favorite tag team, Gyration Nation, which you see in the pink and purple, deserved a shot, so they are now in a three-way elimination match. Dale Dangles is trying to pin Rick Owens. Rick has taken a ton of punishment. Needs to tag out to Brother Rod. Looks like the guys in the Last Action Heroes want a shot. In comes big bully Wesley Pipes. The muscle beast from Muscle Beach, he calls himself. Dale Dangles can't get out of there fast enough. Now it's the Action Heroes' turn to double team. Pipes dumps Rick on his head. Good time to go for a pin. Steady jaws with the crowd and drops a big leg. While he's down there, arrogantly just leaves that leg over there as some kind of cover. He's smart enough to know that that's not going to win a match, but knowing that Wesley Pipes is a bully who likes to mouth off, I was just going to say, he's probably going to deal some more punishment. That's a more appropriate cover, but is only able to get two, as Rod stands on the outside, unable to help. The ref is doing his best, but there's so much going on here. And he doesn't even see that it's a melee in the background with three guys beating on poor Rick. Rodney comes in, tries to save his brother. The ref escorts him out. Now the ref's back is to Rick. Rodney was eliminated with a forearm to the jaw. Rick is stuck under the ropes and clothesline, slingshot clothesline by Wesley Pipes. It was almost a decent pin there, but Rick was under the ropes, able to grab them. The referee calls for a break. Pat Persuasi drags Rick back to the middle of the ring, drops an elbow, and does some push-ups. Nobody likes to show off Persuasi. A flex and an elbow. And more push-ups. What a jerk. If Rick could just tag out to Rodney, this match would go in a completely different direction. Pipes is not the legal man. He just hurls Rick Owens into the corner. The Gyration Nation guys, I guess Dangles is tagged in. Rick tries to fight his way out. He needs to fight back to the other direction. Fight backwards, stupid! The boys from Montreal trying to tie Rick Owens up in the ropes. Oh, this isn't good. Teabag time? What is teabag time? Oh. That's teabag time. A good time to remind everyone not to try this at home. Swift kick to the solar plexus. An armbar. This is a submission move. I don't know if Rick's going to tap. He might be wise if he doesn't want to lose his arm. Turns it into a pinning opportunity. Chambers adds a crossface to the armbar. Unable to secure it, though. Not a traditional way to get out of an armbar, but whatever works. Rick might be spitting up blood by this point. Chambers tags in Wesley Pipes. Muscle Beast showing some disrespect. The sound of those forearms hitting that man in the back is reverberating around this entire building. It is unreal how hard this man hits. You really got to come out to one of these TCW live shows and see it for yourself. It is just astonishing. A double knockdown as they try a double team move from opposite teams. Dale Dangles. Rick Owens.
You gonna smoke?
Rick asking our cameraman for a smoke. That could be just what he needs. Knowing him, that could be the ticket. Fans have been known to throw cigarettes into the ring when Rick Owens is in trouble. And he makes the tag. In comes Rodney. Clotheslines for everybody. Rod's all fired up, ducks a clothesline from the Muscle Beast, takes him down with one shot. And he stupidly tags his brother back in. Rick has enough sense to deliver a stunner and lay on top of Dangles. I'm sorry, Chip Chambers. Chambers is eliminated. Just like that. Well, I guess Cyril the Boss is not happy about that. His hand-picked tag team has just lost. It's down to the last action heroes, Pat Persuase and that man, Wesley Pipes, against the boys from the trailer park. Dangles has to carry Chip Chambers back to the dressing room. I guess they'll be heading back to Montreal tonight with some bruises. So close. So close. Wesley Pipes was like a quarter count away from taking home the tag team titles. Rod finds himself back on the outside, pleading with Rick to tag him back in. Backbreaker on Rick Owens. And like acts of demolition, Persuase comes off with an elbow to the head. There's a lot of fight left in this guy. You know, for a smoker, Rick Owens has tremendous endurance. Pat Persuase is doing his best to knock the wind out of him, even if it means using the ring ropes to choke him out. Tags in Pipes. That's smart tag team wrestling. Keep him in your corner. Quick tags in and out. Distribute the workload. Pipes tries to send him off. Gets caught with a redneck bomb. Rick would have been smarter to go for the tag rather than just try to pin him there. He wants those titles so badly. How much can Rick Owens possibly have left? Fans are trying to cheer them on. Both guys go into the wrong corners. Pipes meets an elbow. Rick is lost. Rick has no idea where he is. Trying to find his way to the corner. One leap is all it takes. Rod comes in. Two clotheslines. Takes Pat Persuase down. A DDT sends him reeling. And stupidly again, he tags Rick back in. You know, the R&R has a saying, you can't fix stupid. But if it works for them, a stunner, a neck breaker, and I don't know how, but they just won. I cannot explain how they just won. But Rod is mad. Rodney Owens is so furious. What a hard-fought match. Rick can't even keep his eyes open. And yet through the blurriness, he goes digging through his jacket. You know what he's looking for? Yep, the darts. Public service announcement, smoking is bad for your health. That was a heck of a match. No hold, counter hold, counter hold. These guys just like to fight, and they're your new title holders. Heading back to Hanwell with the belts. Back to Adrian.
And that's how R&R Express won the TCW Tag Team Championships. The match you just saw led to a brutal trailer park rules match between R&R and Gyration Nation outdoors in the pouring rain at the Bridgewater Exhibition. The match was so wild we can't show it on television, but you might be able to find it on YouTube. Next time on TCW, a title defense by Dazzling Dick Durning, R&R Express in 6-man tag action, and Remy Petit is back against Mr. 450 Julius Fantana. Till then, I'm Adrian Young. See you at the matches.